Okay, let's take this card we have right here, the Joker. Now, I hear in many card games that Jokers are wild, and that is true, but a lot of people don't know how the Joker becomes wild. The Joker becomes wild after it's irritated, after you move it around for a bit, and then it changes because it is wild. It can be anything it wants to be. Because now, it's a King of Diamonds. Okay, so what I just did there was called a color change. Now, there are many, many, many color changes that magicians have developed over the years, but just for this purpose, I'm going to teach you the three most basic and practical versions of color changes that you can use in pretty much everyday life. Because, magic is that applicable to everyday life. Okay, so what I did right there was called a shake change. And to perform, quick tip, to perform any color change, you're going to need two cards. You can see the Joker changed to the King of Diamonds, but where's the Joker? Oh, look at there. It's right there on the top. So, for this color change, you're going to want the cards back to back. And the very, very simplified version is you flip it over. Wow, amazing. So, usually you're going to do this with your dominant hand. Your ring finger and your thumb are going to be on opposite corners. It depends on how which hand you're using. If you're using your right hand, it looks like this. Using your left hand, I don't do it with my left hand ever, so it looks like this. You're just gonna thumb goes on the edge the bottom edge that is closest to you. So now you're in this position. You don't want your two fingers to push on the card so hard, otherwise it's going to be very difficult to turn over that card. Also, you don't want it to be too loose, otherwise it's just going to fall. You want ample pressure so that the card just stays in place. Now, your index finger is going to do all the work. It's going to turn the card. But if you just did that, that's not very impressive. You have to make it look magical, and you have to cover this move. So we cover this move by shaking our hand. Now it's all in the wrist, that's why it's called a shake change. You shake your hand, and progressively the card turns. Now I like to start with my index finger somewhere near the middle, because if you start with your index finger here, that's very suspicious, So start with the middle, then in the motion, you're going to slowly move your finger over here, so that when the time is right, you can just easily shake it. And maybe when the color change occurs, maybe shake a bit faster. And you want to turn the card as quickly as possible. You don't want any like lag or something like that, so that people might catch up on it. You want it just very fluid, and then when it happens, just bam, all right? Now, for the cleanup. Usually you're going to start with the shake change on the top of the deck. You're going to have whatever random card you want, and you want with the card you want to change it to on the top. Now, you take this card, place it face up on top. You have your pinky break under the top two cards. Now you can get into this position, 1 and 4. Remove it from the deck. Now you're in the perfect position because two cards are back to back. 1, 4. Now you perform the shake change. And for the cleanup, because if you just give this out to someone, they'll obviously see the Joker right behind. So for the cleanup, after you do shake change, just place it back onto the deck, because you're left in this position. If you just place the cards on top of the deck, then you only remove the Joker, it is only one card, because now the King of Diamonds is right here. It just looks like any other part of the deck. So here's your quick recap. Face up card on top of the deck, 1, 4. Index finger turns with the wrist motion very quickly as soon as color change happens. Place it back on the deck for the cleanup so that people don't know anything happened. But in fact, the Joker is right here. And that is how you perform the shake change.